Hey, welcome back to Play and Trade Guitars. I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera, and this is Play and Trade Guitars, where we play it and trade it. Checking out the brand new limited edition Fender Bruno Mars Stratocaster, and I'm calling it right now. If this guitar sounds as good as it looks, I'm calling this the most exciting release of the year and maybe my favorite guitar of the year. Looks to die for. The sounds, we're gonna put it through the paces with a full performance demo. We're also gonna put it on the bench and pull it apart. But at the top, remember, if you're in the market for the Bruno Mars Strat or any other gear, click to buy new gear using our link. You get fast free shipping, easy payment plans, and you support our channel directly. It helps us keep making these demos, so thank you. I'm super pumped about this one, and remember, before we start, hit subscribe now. When we hit 100,000 subscribers, we're gonna give away a Martin D28, the legendary Martin D28. To win, hit subscribe now, turn on notifications, and sign up via Gleam. The entry link is in the description and pinned in the comments. All right, let's get to work on the Bruno Mars Strat. All right, beautiful hard shell case included with this one with a few surprises in the case. I'll show you when we get to the bench. But check out this glorious guitar. It's got this late 60s, early 70s kind of Fender stylings with the larger headstock. It's got gold hardware, locking Deluxe tuners. Check out, you got the Ultra contours, the same contours you find on the American Ultra Stratocaster. They actually give you two choices of pickguards. This is a black one that comes stock. That was Bruno Mars' choice, and it also comes with a mint green, which looks fantastic on this too. I love the story behind this guitar. It's a collaboration between Bruno Mars and Fender, and he had a studio guitar which originally had a red nitro finish, which aged. The red basically came out of the finish and had this kind of mocha, kind of coppery finish by the time it had aged. And that's what they replicated in this new finish that they're calling Mars Mocha, and it even has light aging. So it's going to come from the factory with some nice checking, and I'll give you a close-up look on the bench. But this, it's lightweight, it's got looks to kill, it's got a satin finish on a, this custom neck here. It's C-shaped, and it's a little bit more modern in the sense that it has a 9.5-inch radius, but it's compound radius. It gets flatter as you go up to a 12-inch radius. It's got stainless steel frets. I feel like they really thought of everything. You know what, there's been a lot of guitar releases lately, and this is the first one I've seen in a while where everything about this guitar just makes my jaw drop. So let's head over to the bench and pull it apart before we plug it in. All right, so we all know Bruno Mars' aesthetic is so good. It's no surprise to me that it transferred over to the looks of this guitar, but he's also just one of the best artists out there. So I have no doubt that in collaboration with Fender, you're gonna see that a lot of these high-end features translate to a great sound. So let's start up at the top of the headstock. Got this kind of 70s style larger Strat headstock. I love just the logo, and you can see some checking on the headstock itself. Flipping it over, a little bit more of a modern appointment, but a nice touch. You've got these Deluxe Fender locking tuners, and they're aged too. Even you can see light aging on all the hardware. Great look. I love the color of the nitro on the neck. This is one of my favorite things about Fender guitars, is it ages from kind of a light finish initially to this darker kind of orange hue in the nitro. And then it's satin across the neck. Coming down, you can see the American Ultra contours. So you've got this skinnier heel joint, so it makes accessing the upper register even that much easier on a Stratocaster. And just super lightweight. Another thing, this is an ash body. I can't overstate how cool that is because Fender does not use ash in production really at all anymore. So that limited edition nature right there, ash is not as widely available anymore as alder. So to have this light-bodied ash guitar, it lends both to the weight but also to the sound. So I'm pumped about that. You've got a C-shaped neck, a little bit more modern appointments here, 9.5-inch radius compound up to a flatter 12-inch radius up at the top. And then check out these medium jumbo stainless steel frets. It looks awesome. Looks like a custom job here. A little bit larger frets, stainless steel, great choice there as well. This is cool too. You've got a 2-point modern tremolo, but just the look of this, it almost has kind of a vintage look on the saddles. So you got the 6 saddles, kind of a vintage look. The gold looks beautiful. You can see some checking as I let the light kind of flash over the guitar. And that finish to me is just unreal. I love every aesthetic component of how this guitar came together. Let's get these strings out of the way and get some measurements. Bow nut comes in at 1.67 inches. You have a first fret of 0.83 inches, up to a 12th fret of 0.91 inches. So a little bit chunkier C-shape, kind of a vintage vibe, and a little bit chunkier at the first fret, but then again, compound radius on the fretboard on the maple neck. Ash body comes in at 1.77 inches thick. So these are custom Bruno Mars pickups, and it's meant to be hotter in the bridge, almost like a humbucker in bridge position for a lot more bite, a lot more attack, and then more of a vintage voice in the neck and middle position. So let's go ahead and get a multimeter reading, and then I'll flip over the pickguard and give you a look under the hood. Holy cow, check that out. 19.8 in bridge, 6 in middle, 6.2 in neck position. And then 5-way selector switch. So wow, 19.8. That is a hot bridge. 4.6 combined in position 2. 3.0 combined in position 4. And let's go ahead and flip over this pickguard and take a look under the hood. That is a hot bridge pickup right there. All right, let's take a look under the hood. A couple interesting notes here. You got the vintage cloth style wiring. You got the vintage style truss rod, so you got to access it down here at the bottom of the neck. Look at, you're already routed for humbucker in bridge and neck. That's nice if you ever did want to change anything, although I think they put a lot of thought into this. Check out the back of this Fender pickup. This is, I have not seen this before. And then we have 250K traditional pots, CTS pots. Looks really nice, hand wired under the hood. Everything looks like, you know, solid quality for sure. Here's a look at the trim cavity. Wow, they got those screws totally decked there. We'll go ahead and take the neck off, just give you another look at this Fender backplate. Very 70s style, love that, but then on a very modern Ultra, in fact, neck carve here with the heel. There we go. We can get a look at the raw ash of the body. Again, that's a great feature right there. I love that it's an ash body. It's also very lightweight. We'll get a weight in a second. Check out that neck. Compound radius, so if you were to look down here, it'd be 12 inches flatter up top, and it would get progressively more humped as you get down into cowboy land down there. And also get a look at that vintage style truss rod right there. All right, it feels light. Let's see where the weight comes in. 7 pounds, 1 ounce. We'll call it 7.1 pounds. So nice and lightweight. Ash body has a lot to do with it. I can just feel it. So flipping it around, I love the vintage kind of C shape. There's a little bit of thickness in the neck. It did come with the trem decked from the factory, so I actually had to loosen either side of the trem screws about 9/4 turns to get it to float. Just with a gentle float. Wow. Snappy resonance from the ash. The satin feel in the neck makes it very playable. The shape of the neck itself. Wow. Incredibly playable Strat. Again, the satin feel allows me to get anywhere up and down. I can feel the heel contour coming from this American Ultra style body. It feels so far like the total package. So remember, if you're in the market for this guitar, click to buy using our link. You're going to get easy payment plans. So at $29.99, it's a lot easier to buy this when you use a payment plan, no interest, super easy. Check it out in our description and then pinned in our comments. And when you buy gear, you're going to get not only that, fast free shipping, but it supports us directly. It helps us keep making these demos, so we really appreciate it. Remember to sign up for our giveaway. All you got to do is hit subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and sign up via Glean. That's also in the description. But this is the best part, and I have high hopes for this guitar. Let's plug it in. I'll show you clean tones. We'll dirty it up, and then we'll let it sing behind the track. On the other end of the performance demo, stick around because I'll give you my raw reaction and final score. And you can drop a comment as we go, but let's see what the Bruno Mars Stratocaster has in store for us. Can't wait. Let's do it. Definitely a 24 karat feel on this one. It feels like a custom shop guitar. Very impressed already. Let's plug it in. I'll tell you what, this is a guitar that when you see a high price tag, you might be suspect at first. You go, okay, what am I getting for the money? When I play this guitar, it feels expensive, it sounds expensive, it looks expensive, and I'm telling you right now, this is maybe my favorite guitar I've played this whole year, and it's from Fender. This is the Bruno Mars Stratocaster at a price of $29.99. You stuck with me to the end. It's my job to give you my honest reaction and my final score. Let's start with a score on this guitar. I base my scores on three main categories: overall playability, overall sound, overall value. Overall playability, I love the shape of the neck. These medium jumbo stainless steel frets make bending super easy. The shape and also set and feel of the neck is an important component to the playability. It plays great. The weight, I can't overstate the weight. Getting on to sound in a second, but what the ash does to the weight, this being just over 7 pounds, it's super balanced, it's super lightweight, and it's just a joy to play. The tremolo came decked from the factory. It was totally locked down. I got it floating just where I want it, with just enough give in the tremolo. And I can tell you, I like these snap-in bars that they do. I do this on the Ultra also, but it's a nice modern 2-point tremolo, but it also has these kind of vintage-looking saddles. And I'm a fan of the way this particular 2-point tremolo feels. So playability, I was able to get all over this neck, also with the addition of the American Ultra contoured heel. It makes getting into the upper register that much easier. It's kind of a dreamboat. It's a great playing guitar. I really like what they did with the pickups because you get the vintage voice, particularly in neck and middle. And they got this screaming hot bridge pickup, and these are the Bruno Mars custom single coil pickups. They voiced that single coil and bridge to sound more like a humbucker, and it's angry sounding when you want it to be. But whether you drive this hard with gain or fuzz or overdrive, or you let it go clean, I'll also say, as we talk about sounds, that the clean sounds on this guitar were out of this world. I love the way they voiced the pickups for dirt, but clean, I could play clean all day on this, and it just has that beautiful Strat blanket that you want to be wrapped in. When it comes to value, it is on the more expensive side, but as I play this guitar, as I see the case and the accessories, my experience with this is that it is a $3,000 guitar. It feels to me like a custom shop guitar. I mean, if you told me, if I had no idea what Fender Custom Shop was, and you gave me this guitar, I would say, oh, this must be a custom shop guitar because it just has that feel. The light aging as part of the value, I'm going to call that part of the value. They even aged the Deluxe Fender tuners, which are new and modern. They didn't have to age those, but they went the extra mile. It's very delicately done. It's tastefully done with the finish checking and the real nitro. This color is out of this world. So when I talk about value, are you getting what you paid for? Yes, absolutely. This is going to set a new bar in terms of Stratocasters for me. I'm just telling you right now. So let's talk scores in each of those categories. I'm going to go ahead and benchmark this Stratocaster as my new Strat to beat. I'm not kidding. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9.5 in playability. I'm going to give it a 9.4 in sound, and I'm going to give it we'll give it a solid 9.0 in value because I do believe that they're giving you what you paid for. That's going to bring us to an overall score, hard to beat, 9.3 on the Bruno Mars Stratocaster. Bruno Mars is an amazing artist. His collaboration with Fender has brought this style and aesthetic that he's famous for into a guitar that, honestly, I took it out of the case and I don't think I've been more excited about a guitar in a long time that I can remember. It suits my personal playing style. It suits everything stylistically. I was super impressed with this guitar, so that's a high score. Remember, if you're in the market for this guitar, you can click to buy using our link. Buy using our link because you'll get easy payment plans and you support us directly when you buy any gear using our link. In fact, I hope they do, gosh, I hope they do like a player's version or a Squire version of this guitar or something down the road, because the experience of this one, though, is unbeatable. This is the new Strat to beat. If you want to look for comparisons, like I said, it is an American Ultra body. You can get an American Ultra Strat around $2149. You know, so the question is, are there less expensive Strats? Of course there are. Are there the 24 karat experience of playing this one at $3,000? If it had fallen on its face, if Fender still tried to charge you for $3,000 for something that wasn't worth it, I would be the first to tell you. But this delivers that experience even at that price tag. Super blown away by this guitar. This is the Strat to beat. For Play and Trade Guitars, I'm John. That's Zach behind the camera. Drop a comment, let me know what you think of the Bruno Mars Stratocaster, or tell me which Strat will you buy next. Also, be in it to win it. We're giving away a Martin D28 when we hit 100,000 subscribers. How do you enter? Hit subscribe right now. You must be subscribed. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and then enter using Gleam, the entry link, and the purchase link for this guitar or any other gear, all pinned in our comments and also in the description. Thanks for hanging out. For Play and Trade Guitars, we'll see you next time.